These are 5 Middle Eastern fragrances under $50 that are blind buy safe. What does that mean? It means what you hear is going to be very likely what you get. These are fragrances that don't have any polarizing notes. They stay true to the description that is provided, and they're generally going to be versatile perfumes that I would recommend if you're looking to buy a perfume but you don't really want to try it ahead of time, or you simply can't. These are 5 really easy options that I would recommend. If this is your first time on this channel, hello, my name is Anya. I love fragrances. I talk about them here every single weekday, Monday through Friday. I also publish additional content on TikTok and Instagram under the username ANECHKAFRAGRANCES. And if you're interested in fragrance and beauty history, I have a podcast on these topics. It's available on Spotify and on YouTube. It's called The Fragrance Report, and I launch a new episode every Wednesday. Also, if you're trying to be a little bit more mindful when it comes to your spending, when it comes to keeping track of what's in your collection, I have just a solution for you. It's the Fragrance Collection Log and Expense Tracker. It's available in my Stan store for you to download. So with this video, I was inspired to pick out a few perfumes that are straightforward. They will not necessarily be universally appealing, because I feel like that description is not always going to work with everyone, because everyone has different likes and dislikes. But if you are listening to my descriptions of these fragrances and you find yourself curious about these perfumes because you feel like you have you like these kinds of notes, or you like these kinds of fragrances, I would recommend trying these fragrances out over some, for example, other fragrances that I might still love but might be a little bit trickier to blind buy. Of course, blind buying is a risky business. Just because someone recommends something on the internet doesn't mean you're inherently going to like it. I always recommend checking out at least a few other reviewers, doing your own research before you make any kind of purchase, because we all have free will and we all have the ability to make our own decisions. So with that being said, take all of this with a grain of salt. But if I had to choose 5 fragrances that are blind buy safe, and easy to love, these are going to be those 5. And I have a little bit of a variety, so there's something in here for everyone. But let's get started with one of my favorite scents that I've been wearing a lot lately, and I feel like this is just easy to adore. This is The Kingdom by Latafa. So it looks like this. I've been wearing this almost every single day since I got it. This fragrance is easy to love. It has some soft floral notes. It has a bit of gourmand elements to it, and it's just a soft, pillowy vanilla fragrance. And it has notes of pear, peony, and cassis at the top, a mid of praline, tonka bean, and jasmine, and then a base of musk, sandalwood, vanilla, and amber. This has been like one of my everyday scents throughout this past week. It has been such an easy scent for me to love and wear and just overspray. And if you love vanilla fragrances and you want like a soft vanilla, you want a soft vanilla that's not too sweet, that also just has like this pillowiness to it, this is going to be like your perfect straightforward scent. If you want something that's like kind of similar to like a Une Noir fragrance, but you want something that's like maybe not as repeated, you want something that's maybe not as focused on the musk, this will be a really good one. I would call this a really standout, like everyday appropriate fragrance. I feel like this could be a very versatile perfume, which is why it's been so easy for me to pick it up and literally just spray it on all over. Even if I'm layering it with other perfumes or wearing it on its own, there's really, in my mind, nothing to hate about this. Like if you like vanilla and you like soft florals, this is going to be a fragrance for you to try out. It's really quite beautiful. So The Kingdom by Latafa. Okay, so this next perfume is for those of you who want to amp things up a bit. You want something that's a little bit more gourmand, still focused on the vanilla, but has some kind of citrusy aspects to it. This is going to be for those of you who love fragrances like Angam, if you love Devotion by Dolce & Gabbana, if you like fragrances that have a kind of gourmand vanilla with some citruses, like Lyra, for example, all those kinds of fragrances, if you like them and you found them appealing, then I'd also recommend checking out Victoria by Latafa. I'm not necessarily saying that this fragrance is going to be a clone or a dupe for any one of those perfumes, but I feel like when you have so many releases coming out constantly, it is helpful to use kind of other fragrances as a benchmark to compare certain perfumes to. So in this case, this is for those of us who really love kind of vanilla gourmand citruses. Again, Victoria by Latafa. Let's look at the notes. And I remember this being kind of a streamlined scent profile. So this fragrance has like 3 notes listed: lemon meringue pie, neroli, and vanilla. What I like about this is that it's kind of like, it's a soft, kind of cushiony vanilla gourmand that's a little bit focused on the vanilla custard, on the creaminess of the treat that you're eating in your head, you know, when you're thinking about this fragrance. And it's just approachable. It's approachable, it's easy, and as someone who doesn't really like a lot of hyper sweet gourmand fragrances, I feel like this is just right. It's really quite beautiful. So again, if you like vanilla gourmands with citruses, and you want something that's just like straightforward, this is going to be really good. It has a bit of like an underlying musk down there that I do pick up, but it's quite beautiful. It's easy, it's lovely. Yeah, it's quite lovely. And the bottle as well is absolutely gorgeous. Like, this would be very giftable in my opinion. So it's sweet, it's not too sweet though, it's easy to wear, it's easy to love. Victoria by Latafa. This next fragrance is one that I can actually picture a lot of people disliking, which is why listening to descriptions is so important, especially when it comes to this. This is Choco Musk Marshmallow by Al Rahab. This is going to be for those of you who really like hyper sweet gourmands, if you like marshmallow, if you like fruity fragrances, if you don't mind smelling like a delicious gourmand treat, this is going to be for you. If you find yourself sensitive to those kinds of scent profiles, this is not going to be something that you like at all, and I'd recommend not getting it unless you want to spend $15 just to have a little bit of an experiment. And if so, honestly, go for it. This is one of those perfumes that honestly, like, it probably wouldn't necessarily be an issue to blind buy it for most people, because it's just easy, it's cost effective, and I think there might be an oil of this that I haven't personally tried, but this is a perfume that just like actually came out rather recently, and so far I've really been enjoying it. And it's kind of similar to Yum Bougie Marshmallow by Keali. And what I like about this is that this is like muskier and it's a bit stronger. So my issue with Yum Bougie Marshmallow was that it was kind of fleeting. It was like kind of come and go. I know with a lot of people, they found it to be really long lasting. I unfortunately was not one of those people. But what I like about this is that it's a little bit stronger, so it's a little bit longer lasting on me personally. But this has notes of strawberry, marshmallow, vanilla, and cocoa. So pretty straightforward. But like I said, if you find those notes appealing and you're interested in something that's affordable, cost effective, blind buy safe, and you like marshmallow and sweet, this is going to be one for you, especially if you also like musks. So Choco Musk Marshmallow by Al Rahab. Speaking of Choco Musk, we have the OG. This is Choco Musk, the normal original fragrance by Al Rahab. This is, in my opinion, one of the safest blind buys you can make, even if you're trying to experiment with gourmand fragrances, because it's literally under $10 right now. The price has gone down, so just get it. If you find chocolate notes, vanilla notes appealing, just get this. This is so easy to wear and easy to love, but as you can tell, I have made quite the dent in this, and the only reason the dent is not larger is because I also have the oils, and I have gone through so many oil versions of this fragrance, and this is one of those perfumes that's just universally appealing. Who doesn't like the smell of chocolate? You know, chocolate and vanilla. Like, this essentially smells kind of like Swiss Miss powdered chocolate, like hot chocolate mix. That's what I get when it comes to this, or Cocoa Puffs. Something that's like, you know, vanilla, sweet, easy. Does it smell like niche? Probably not. But does it smell like a delicious chocolate vanilla fragrance? Yes, it actually smells so realistic that people might think that you're, you know, baking cookies or something. That's how realistic this smells. So straightforward, easy to love. Choco Musk by Al Rahab, one of my favorite Middle Eastern fragrances, and it's iconic for a reason. This next one is one that you probably haven't heard too much about, but this is Ana Abiet Poudre. Again, this is the Poudre version of Ana Abiet. The original Ana Abiet is totally different, but this is from Latafa, and what I like about this is that this is a kind of like baby powder vanilla. So keep in mind, this is vanilla, but it's baby powder vanilla. So when we talked about The Kingdom by Latafa, this is less powdery by far. It's less powdery, it's smoother, has some like added, like it has some other notes in here as well, but like this is way more focused on that powderiness, and specifically baby powder vanilla, maybe with some like caramel undertones. And it's just like really comforting, you know? It's comforting because it's powdery. It's quite delicious. So yeah, Anna Bies Poudre, it's caramelized baby powder. You know, that's what I get with this. Maybe with some soft, like spicy nuances as well. But if you like powdery and you're okay with like baby powder, this is going to be the fragrance for you. And I say baby powder because like that's literally what I smell whenever I smell this. And I don't dislike that. I just actually think that this makes it a really cozy fragrance. And not a lot of people talk about it. And as you can see, I use this a lot. So yeah, Une Nuit Nomade by Latafa. I think you can get this for like $20. It's pretty affordable. But anyway, those are all the fragrances I have to share with you today. Let me know, what are your blind buy safe favorites in the comments below. I'm always looking for more recommendations. And if you've tried any of these, do let us know what you thought about them in the comments below. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.